Shout outs to Mr. Echidnut. We got a Murder Becomes a Habit, episode 10. This ain't a reaction, bro. Is this an analysis? Yeah, review analysis. Let's check it out.
Sorry I'm late. I was busy studying for my prostate exam, but gentlemen, ReZero is on a generational run right now.
Unc is 30 plus. Echidnut age revealed. You know who gets prostate exams, bro? I think it starts at like 30 when you're like, and also, by the way, please eat your dietary fiber and shit every day without straining yourself. There's a lot of fucking Oonga Boonga caveman dude that has the diet of a fucking caveman that just only eat red meat and nothing else. I guarantee you that's the fastest way to your fucking death. And you're gonna get like colon fucking cancer, prostate cancer, bro.
And apparently next week's episode is about to be the greatest of all time, so just make sure you pee after you watch it so you don't get a UTI. We got a lot to talk about though. Subaru's done LARPing now that Rom knows he's an imposter. Shala isn't as dumb as we think, and it was so fucking sad to see how short Maylee's Book of the Dead was compared to the other people who had longer lives. And also,
I mean, she's a kid. It is what it is.
her backstory was completely insane, especially...
Oh yeah, this is kind of crazy right here, right? Million and Matey, right? This is actually a crazy scene from season 3 that was set up that just kind of hit you in the back of the head. So what does that mean? It wasn't your fault. We couldn't save Million and Melee. I have to go back and see exactly what the context of the scene is, but Gluttony has basically consumed, you know, somebody that knows about Million and Matey. Who's Million? Sounds like Matey's sister, mom. What do you mean save? We just know that Matey was just like dropped off in a jungle. So you can imagine that like the backstory before that had to do with these two, and whatever events happened, they couldn't save them, and therefore she's in the jungle or something. Very interesting though. Remember this part.
Was completely insane, especially when Capella tortured her by turning her into some shit you'd find in
crazy.
Maiden Abyss. Before I talk about that though, I gotta mention the fact that Subaru is obviously possessed. I mean, the way he was acting at the end of Melee's life was totally out of character. The question is, who is he possessed by? My roommate...
Gluttony, obviously. Last time we saw this kind of Subaru though was when Beatriz took over as the fingers, right? That shit was also really cool.
Who's an anime only, theorized that it had something to do with the Books of the Dead. We saw Subaru reading a bunch of books right before Melee confronts him, so it's possible that he read something that just absolutely broke his mind and made him go crazy, similar to how he went crazy after reading Melee's book and actually started to think that he is Melee. Another theory I read on Twitter is that he read Betelgeuse's Book of the Dead, which would definitely make him go crazy, although I don't think he was necessarily acting like Betelgeuse.
I'm sorry, these theories are fucking trash. And you're an actual double-digit monkey if you can't figure out this is Gluttony. Am I being too mean here? The show is... The Subaru is literally saying words that just screams at your face. It's Gluttony. Like the words, the fucking adjectives, the words that they're using is describing of like memories, eating, you know, satiability. Like, come on. It is what it is.
I really like this theory though that
like I don't even think that I'm the smartest guy. I think that this is a very, if you're locked in and you're watching and paying attention, it shouldn't take, I think an average person could figure this out. Like, come on. What are we doing right now, bro? There's also so many other pieces. Basically, if you can't figure out Rui's voice acting and the memory stuff, and even, and that would then lead into what? The REM situation. You're gonna be lost, right? You have no fundamentals, and this is like a test where every page you flip over, it's a carryover off of the first page. So I guess if you don't have that fundamental and you can't track this, it makes no sense to you.
The Books of the Dead are responsible for the current situation, although I do have some problems with it. Reading Books of the Dead really only affects you mentally and doesn't necessarily make you stronger physically. I mean, sure, you could argue that maybe if I read the Book of Muhammad Ali, that would probably improve my boxing ability, at least in a technical sense, although I would still lack the physical strength, endurance, and physique that I would have had if I went to the gym instead of watching anime all the time.
Makes sense.
The reason I'm bringing this up though is because last episode...
Here's a crazy concept. You can watch anime at the gym. Hit the gym. 30 minutes of the cardio after. Watch an episode of anime. That's literally what I did in college. I get onto the stationary bike and I just watch an episode of whatever was going on.
It was heavily implied that Subaru got attacked by a swarm of mob beasts and somehow killed all of them without taking any damage in return. And
this was the Oidan bear situation, right? When he fell, the sandworm. And again, before the distortion effects happen, he sees visions of the bears and they're dead. Just like visions of the Matey and they're dead. So again, we saw what happened when Matey whispered into Subaru's ears. Gluttony possesses and it slaughters everybody. Why? Well, they probably want the show to continue. How do you kill somebody that can't be killed? Because they can just return by death. Well, you can seal them away, right? You can do what Satala does and try to like put them in a limbo shadow realm forever. But you could also just make their life a nightmare. I think they're having a lot of fun right now possessing Subaru.
Any damage in return. And no matter whose books he read, Subaru is just not that guy. He could have read the books of every MMA fighter in history, yet no amount of Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu would make it feasible to solo a mob beast from the Aguria sand dunes. Plus, Subaru was surrounded by at least 10 of them, so winning this fight would be literally impossible for Subaru unless he gained a new ability. Thus, the only way I could make sense out of the book theory would be if Subaru somehow gained the Pride Authority after reading Typhon's Book of the Dead.
Al has that, I think. I don't know why. I'm still dying on that hill. Pride has always been a missing seat, right? Subaru and Al similarities, right? The constellations of how Al's, constellation points towards Subaru. I just feel like the stench that like Rem smells at the back of Al's helmet, right? He is definitely hiding shit. And if it is the authority of Pride, I think that'd be so cool.
Which would explain how he killed all the mob beasts, and would also explain how he got through an extra wall in the underground tunnel.
I actually like the other theory. Some people are saying maybe his authority of greed is activated, because we know that he has that too, yet it has yet to manifest just yet. And I don't believe that's the case, but imagine that's what happened. That'd be kind of cool.
I just don't understand how or why the authority would transfer to him through the book, because that just seems way too easy. Another theory...
Yeah, we gotta... Remember the remains of Tifon's bones, right? It's at the bottom of Pristella, but I'm assuming that the authority... Well, that's a witch though, right? I'm thinking about archbishops and how they die, and then how that authority gets transferred to others.
The theory I've been hearing though is that he's been possessed by gluttony, which would allow him to go through an extra wall, and would explain why we heard Rui Arneb's voice right before Subaru lost a 1v1 to gravity. It would also explain how he lost his memories, as well
1v1 to gravity is crazy.
Plus his deranged mannerisms and dialogue we witnessed during Meilei's final moments.
That's right. Flavor, eating, memories, gluttony.
That the look on Meilei's face was so full of flavor is definitely something gluttony would say. And he also says, all your suffering and your worries, I'll remember it for you.
Exactly.
Which also sounded pretty gluttony-esque.
It's like in your face, telling you what's going on. I think people can catch up, right? I think most people know what's going on, right? I would hope so.
We know gluttony can use the abilities of the people they've eaten, so that could also explain how Subaru killed the mob beast.
Yeah.
Also, yes, the gluttonies are in the opening song, so
yeah,
based on all the hints the anime is giving us, right now I think the gluttony theory seems to be the most plausible, but my only problem with it is how the fuck would they get to the tower? Reinhardt couldn't even make...
That's a good question. Why are they here? How did they get here? Well, what's the mechanics happening right now? I thought again it was shape-shifting, but it seems more like possession. Rem. I think they're just proxying in through Rem, are they not? Like, what other way could they get here other than some unexplained way? But if we think about how we showed up here, basically, Rem has always been able to be possessed by gluttony at any moment. We just haven't really seen that, I guess, until now.
Get there, and honestly, Subaru's party got extremely lucky. I guess Pandora probably knows a route to the tower, so that would probably explain it if Gluttony was in fact taking direct orders from Pandora, but I don't know. Anyway, Subaru is about to fight Rom.
I wonder if the gospel is telling Gluttony to do this. Because no matter how the archbishops fight and are very just like, not ruly, they will listen to the gospel no matter what. We saw that in season 3, and Pandora probably is writing into the gospel update patch notes. Wonder if Pandora wrote some shit in for Gluttony to do this to Subaru.
And unless he blacks out and gets possessed again, he has absolutely no chance. It's kinda corny that he even balls up his fist and starts targeting her neck, because there's not shit he can do against Rom on his own. Remember, this version of Subaru doesn't even remember that he can use the unseen hand, so...
He doesn't even have... Like, the whip muscle memory might be there, but the experience is gone. quite a big distance. I don't think Ram is gonna lose. Her cast time is pretty fast. We're gonna need Gluttony to bail us out. Like, basically, we need to have another TV screen bzzz, and then Ram is dead moment, just like Matey, and then Subaru has to hide the body and tell Shala, hey, can you eat this body again for us? I hope that's what happens. I hope he does that to I hope that next episode is basically Subaru, like, having to kill everybody because he keeps like getting into a situation like Light at the end of Death Note. He's caught, and the only way is you gotta fucking write names in. You gotta kill everybody, man.
Game plan here was to literally fight Rom unarmed, which would obviously result in a loss. However, if he does black out and gets possessed again,
we're literally cheering on for Gluttony to win. Please take over. Please, you need to beat Ram for us right now.
Then Rom is in serious trouble because whoever's possessing him is extremely powerful if they were able to kill all these mob beasts without even getting a scratch in return. And yes, I say Rom, guys. That's how they pronounce it in the dub. Plus,
I'm glad other people are bothering him about this. Now, I think that his pronunciation of Ram has changed a bit. Instead of the Rom, it is going a little bit, the vowel is changing more into the spectrum of the A, but it's still not there. I would give it like 25% like change in the phonetics of O to A, but still not there. Ram, Ram, Rem, Rom. These are three distinct vowels. Ram, Rem, Rom. Right? A, E, Oh, I don't want, and you can pronounce it however you want, but don't fucking tell me this is how you pronounce R-A-M. If you want to go Japanese route, Ramu, sure. It's still an A. It's not an O. Ramu is basically O. Ram. A, Ram. Fucking ESL ass YouTuber trying to justify their... Whatever.
I think Ram sounds fucking stupid. She's not...
No. So he acknowledges it. He fucking unreal. Unfucking and so many people have been gaslighting me saying, what do you mean? I hear the same vowel. He himself is providing Ram as an example. He can say it. I've been vindicated. I am actually vindicated in my obsession, this one-way feud of his pronunciation of the word. I don't think any lesser of Echidnut, but people in the comments have been gaslighting me about A and O sounding the same. No, he himself has acknowledged it and has said it there. Fuck you.
Rom, guys. That's how they pronounce it in the dub. Plus, I think Ram sounds fucking stupid. She's not a truck. Ram is what I want to do to Rom every night.
Ramji? You want to ram Ramji?
In terms of pronunciation though, the letter A is pronounced ah in Japanese. That's why you don't say ramen. I just ate some ramen noodles, bro.
Yeah, ramen. Ramen. I get it, yeah. I understand. Okay, I at least appreciate the logic provided here in how the A, ramen, right? Ram. But I swear to God in the anime, they say Ramu. It's not like a Ramu. It's a Ra. The A is a different vowel in like the ramen A, it's different.
Her name. You could.
But I think that he's saying he's following the dub, right? The English dub? Japanese dub? I swear to God, in the Japanese dub, they don't say it the way that Echidnut says it either.
And suck all 4 of my dicks. Capella gave
You got 4 dicks?
Gave me the other 3 as per my request. Her authority is actually so twisted though, because if you think about it, she could have been using it to heal people and remove cancer and stuff, but because she's so evil, she just uses it for torture and turning people into monstrosities simply for pleasure. Capella is by far the most evil character in all of ReZero, and it was so nice to see her again.
I guess she's not going down this arc? I don't even think she's gonna show up. Why would she be here? Because it feels like right now we're kind of just dealing with probably Pandora and most likely Gluttony. But, wonder how far Capella's gonna go with the story.
Capella's actually involved in a lot more than you might think. Some of you probably read or watched my videos on the Sloth If story. Well, Capella makes an appearance there too in a flashback. It was basically the same thing that happened to Ram and Rem when they were kids. The witch cult attacked this other character's Oni village and...
Also, by the whole logic of going with the A that sounds like ramen in Japanese, you have to at least say Ramu then. The U has to come out at the end. There's gotta be some, you can't just pick and choose the A vowel in the Japanese ramen, but then ignore the U sound after the voice actors say it. It's just all over the place.
Capella did some fucked up shit to her. We don't know why the witch cult wanted to exterminate the Oni race, but it seems like Capella was either the leader of that campaign or at least one of the leaders. What
The full horn potential of Ram was too powerful. Roswell again was caught up in that shit too, right? Wasn't he basically told in the gospel to do that too? Well, not like us. Roswell was involved in this though. Like, it's a very interesting situation with Rem and Ram's, like origins.
What happened in the story though was Capella tormented this Oni character the same way she did to Krush, pouring dragon's blood inside of her and fucking her body up. I think this
That's our classic butter, just always does that.
Normally kills the person, except this Oni character survived it, and after she woke up, she suddenly had the ability to smell the witch's scent. The Oni race by
That's huge. The witch's scent smell has no rhyme or reason. Rem can smell it, Ram can't. Why? I don't know. Garfield can't. Season 2 made it feel like Garfield could. No, it was the Ryuzu, right? One of the mayors, right? Like there's very few people that can actually smell the witch's scent. It's odd. Biko, I don't know if she can. I'd have to go back to season 1. I feel like there was some dialogues that like hinted she could, but this mechanic is very odd. And an Oni that got given the dragon's blood could smell it now? Why? I guess Krush can't smell it. I don't know if she can. She never mentioned it. She's also not an Oni. She just happens to share the dragon's blood stuff. It just... What's going on?
default is not able to smell the witch's scent. So it was Capella's blood that unlocked this ability for her. And the reason that's such a big deal is because Rem is able to smell the witch's scent too. Even though Ram can't, and the rest of her Oni family couldn't either. So it's literally only Rem and this other Oni character.
What is special about Rem? Maybe we're fixating too much on the dragon blood stuff. There must be other variables at play that we just don't know about. And we just don't know anything about Rem and Ram other than the Oni story. The horn being cut off? We need other Onis, right? Basically, what's the difference between Rem and Ram right now, right? Other than obviously Gluttony Victim, but before that, in season 1, it's like she has the horn, while Ram, lost it. It's weird.
That can smell it, which means it's possible that Capella did the same thing to Rem when her village was attacked. Later this season, I want to talk a bit more about the Oni race and why the witch cult was so desperate to destroy them. It's not because they're racist. I mean, I know their uniform kind of looks like some shit Kanye would wear to an interview, but no, this goes much deeper than racism, guys. I'll bring this back up closer to the end of the season, but for now, it's just something I want you to think about.
Cool video, what to expect. I'm excited for that.
Elsa made an appearance as well, and she's been in all 4 seasons now, even though she's been dead for a while. I still think season 2 did her so dirty by cutting her final death. Like, when I hear people complain about cut content.
Oh yeah, when she became basically like a zombie husk, right? And followed Subaru, and Subaru basically defeated her by opening up, the door, and the explosion happened.
This season, it's so hard to take them seriously. Speaking of season 2 though, remember when Roswell said that he's the one who hired Elsa to attack the mansion?
But
knowing that she was working for Capella makes me wonder if Roswell has any ties to Capella too. We also got to...
Wouldn't doubt it. Whoa, hold though. Elsa was hired by Roswell. But Capella hired Matey. That was a distinction made in season 2. Now, it doesn't mean that Roswell and Capella and Elsa, they can't be networking.
Briefly see the country of Gusteco for the first time ever in ReZero. That's the snowy nation in the north on the map, so it was cool to finally see that.
Wallachia town, baby. The map of ReZero. Just a flat world, huh? The great waterfall surrounds it. Pretty cool place. Wallachia Empire. It's coming up next season, man. When will next season happen, though? 4 years, probably, give or take?
Shala might be a lot smarter than we previously thought, though. I'm actually not sure how she knew that Subaru killed Meili. She's either very perceptive and can read his mind, or she's probably got security cameras hidden around the tower so she can watch Subaru's every move or something.
Yeah, I mean, her eyes kind of look like CCTV stuff. Maybe she can smell the blood. She can smell like Matey's victimhood on Subaru after it.
Or something. I think it's implied that she's the one who hid Meili's body, which...
I think she ate her.
honestly makes me like her even more. If your girlfriend is willing to hide a dead body for you, she's a keeper.
Shoutouts to Akane from Oshinoko. Akane didn't think about just hiding the body. She literally was about to go and kill too, bro. Remember that? She had a literal fucking knife. Was it in the teddy bear? No, the GPS that Aqua tracked was somewhere. Anyways, there was a knife involved, man.
A star keeper. This episode was a 10 out of 10. We're going back to the basics.
What is this? It's a tweet from Ice regarding Star Keeper, not Keeper. Shaw's title is reference to stars, extremely important. No idea was removed. Another Crunchyroll's mismanagement of ReZero is unfucking real. And they're gonna get away with the baby. Karakawa, are you aware of... Well, they probably don't care. I mean, I feel like international engagement is becoming more and more hard to ignore. I understand that Japanese has no qualms with Crunchyroll. That's just not even an actual service in Japan because they have other, you know, platforms to, you know, basically go to. But Crunchyroll, they're just getting away with it.
Keeper. This episode was a 10 out of 10. We're going back to the basics this week, but...
Not 19 out of 10? It was a good episode. It was a peak episode, actually. It was definitely more quiet because there wasn't crazy, just like death and horror. But still, the Meiri jump scares and Meiri backstory, Subaru's persona as gluttony, some really good stuff happened.
Next week apparently is going to be the greatest episode of ReZero ever, so I'm pretty fucking hyped for that.
Are you telling me that next episode is going to be better than anything that happens in Core 2 of Season 4? Basically in Arc 5? 6? This is Arc 6. In Arc 6, are you telling me that, like, the best source material is this upcoming? That's kind of crazy.
Sorry for uploading so late this week. I had some shit to do IRL, but make sure you subscribe and all that shit just so you don't miss my next video. Thanks for watching. Keep talking about ReZero.
And you know what? The fact that he was a day late, but still the viewership does not change, I think should show that, like, of course being early matters, but what's more important than being early is making content for your audience that the YouTube algorithm realizes. If Echidnut was 3 days behind, I don't think the viewership would suffer. Genuinely, not significantly. So many people, I think, are so caught up in, like, I gotta be the fastest and earliest, but they sacrifice quality. And I feel like, if anything, that is going to be what actually ruins momentum. Anyways, that's just some YouTube algorithm bullshit.
And remember that with great penis comes great responsibility. Peace out.
Yes, all Forbes penis. The greatest revelation of today in this reaction is how Echidnut is able to say RAM. And I'm glad because so many people are gaslighting me saying, no, the A and the O is the same sound. What are you talking about? No, he himself has acknowledged it, but he has his other logic, which I respect. Again, I just want to understand where you're coming from, right? Don't fucking gaslight me and say these words fucking sound the same. They don't. Please check out his video. Link in the chat right there. Go give it a like and subscribe to his channel for other content like this. See you next time.